Daily Mass Readings and Reflection. August 3, 2023. Feast Day of Saint Peter of Anagni. First reading. Exodus chapter 40. Verses 16 to 21, 34 to 38. Moses did exactly as the Lord had commanded him. On the first day of the first month of the second year the dwelling was erected. It was Moses who erected the dwelling. He placed its pedestals, set up its boards, put in its bars, and set up its columns. He spread the tent over the dwelling and put the covering on top of the tent, as the Lord had commanded him. He took the commandments and put them in the ark. He placed poles alongside the ark and set the propitiatory upon it. He brought the ark into the dwelling and hung the curtain veil, thus screening off the ark of the commandments, as the Lord had commanded him. Then the cloud covered the meeting tent, and the glory of the Lord filled the dwelling. Moses could not enter the meeting tent, because the cloud settled down upon it and the glory of the Lord filled the dwelling. Whenever the cloud rose from the dwelling, the children of Israel would set out on their journey. But if the cloud did not lift, they would not go forward. Only when it lifted did they go forward. In the daytime the cloud of the Lord was seen over the dwelling, whereas at night, fire was seen in the cloud by the whole house of Israel in all the stages of their journey. Responsorial Psalm. How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord, mighty God. Gospel. A reading according St. Matthew chapter 13. Verses 47 to 53. Jesus said to the disciples, "The kingdom of heaven is like a net thrown into the sea, which collects fish of every kind. When it is full they haul it ashore and sit down to put what is good into buckets. What is bad they throw away. Thus it will be at the end of the age. The angels will go out and separate the wicked from the righteous and throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. Do you understand all these things?" They answered, "Yes." And he replied, "Then every scribe who has been instructed in the kingdom of heaven is like the head of a household who brings from his storeroom both the new and the old." When Jesus finished these parables, he went away from there. Today's reflection of our Holy Gospel, both the new and the old. Today's Gospel reading is the seventh and last of the parables in Matthew's 13th chapter. In his days, Jesus did not tell them one after the other as they are presented here. They are the work of the author's editing, putting materials with a common theme into one place. Jesus likens a truly learned disciple to a scribe, an interpreter of God's word. The disciple scribe brings from his storeroom the wealth of the Old Testament as well as the vision of the New Covenant. Jesus makes it clear that he has not come to abandon the traditions of the Old Hebrew Covenant but to fulfill them. He equally rejects those who abandon the Hebrew tradition as well as those who reject the new insights, which he brings. This is a process that goes on today in the Christian faith. There is a continuing and creative tension between what has been handed down in the past and the new understanding, which arises with the changing circumstances of the contemporary days. We should be a constant interpreter of God's Word in the light of the signs of the times.